Okay, y'all, God told me that we was in Egypt. He told me that America was really Egypt. What I do know about America is that this have to be the exodus for us. It was something about 400 years of slavery. I need to contact the Israelite Brotherhoods to see if they gonna actually help us, if they really for real about that shit they talking about. But God told me to reach out to people overseas. You know, he called all my bloodlines from all over the world to come here. And now I understand why God is saying that my bloodlines from all over the world need to come here, because our brothers and sisters is setting us up in this country. If you gonna live in America, you gonna either have to get down with these folk and start setting up people to be murdered, or you gonna have to be one of the ones to be killed, or you gonna have to get the fuck out the country. Notice that Dave Chappelle went to Africa. There was rumors of Martin Lawrence and several other celebrities. Lisa Left Eye Lopez, she went to Honduras. Everybody who they do this to try to get out the country. Aaliyah was killed in Jamaica, okay, at the Bahamas. Kobe was killed in a crash. I told y'all I had a dream about Kobe Bryant, and people was talking about they need to tell the truth about what happened to Nipsey Hussle, and they need to tell the truth about what happened to Kobe. But the truth is, God said, well, y'all need to tell the truth about Andrea Jones, because I'm still alive. I'm still alive, and people need to tell the truth about me. You know what I'm saying? This ain't no conspiracy theory to where people can't tell the truth about what happened to me and I'm still here. I'm not trying to be dead where people all of a sudden want to talk about the Andrea Jones case and be like, oh, well, now we want to tell the truth about what happened to her after she dead and gone. And so there's a few things I want to tell y'all that they doing. I already told y'all about how they following me all around on the trains and everything, yeah. But another thing is they messing with the plugs at the train stations to where I'm not able to plug up my phone while I'm waiting for a train. Another thing I told y'all, I'm not trying to be filming people that's bothering me and getting too close to me, because they try to make you look like you paranoid and shit like that, and keeping you and distracting you from your case. So remember, I need y'all to watch those videos when I said it was my apartment. Watch part 1 and watch part 2, because that tells you a lot of information about the judicial corruption that they did on my case. As soon as I put that stuff out, they had to start staging shit all in the house. Like, oh, let's have on the street. We gotta try to hurry up and have her recording herself all distraught and everything, instead of working on the evidence to my case. They did the same thing at the shelter where I was at. As soon as I posted videos of the evidence of me and my son together and what they was doing to me and my son in my apartment, Rochelle Frazier and Officer Graham started staging stuff, and they had white people in there. They was all staging stuff to have me filming what they were doing around me, instead of putting out the evidence to my case. At my auntie Barbara's house in Little Rock, and I had visions about her. The Holy Spirit showed me that she was a voodoo witch, and she was staging stuff as I was putting out the evidence in her house about my son. When I went to the Expectation Studio to get the ultrasound, and I was looking for a job at my little sister's house, she was staging stuff. Everybody have been staging stuff to try to keep me from putting out all of the information about what these people did to me and my body while I was incarcerated, and how they rigged my case and took my son. Now, I'm telling you, these people are pedophiles, and God said that they would rather set themselves on fire and kill themselves and shoot themselves in the head than for them to be exposed for all the wickedness that they really do behind closed doors. He said that if all the wickedness that they do actually was to come out in the forefront, that these people would go and start burning themselves. He said they would start putting gasoline on themselves or whatever, something, and setting themselves on fire and shooting themselves in the head to try to keep from having any consequences for all the things that they have done to children in this country. And the fact that you have the Holy Spirit and you able to expose things that people can actually go back and find the evidence of, like, then they really trying to keep you with that whole covering the eye shit and being quiet and all of that. That's what they mean when they putting up their finger like this and when they covering up their eye, because we can see things in the spirit from the Holy Spirit, and they want everybody to be quiet. They want to run around doing wickedness and doing satanic rituals, and they don't want nobody to tell on their ass. But when the Holy Spirit is showing you things about people in your community, now say a little boy was living across the street and God showed me that the man who he was living with was molesting him, and you need to report this man for what he in the house doing to that child, and you go and make the report, and then they actually go in the house and find out that he was actually molesting this child. This is the type of shit that I'm talking about. You see, everybody believe in all this sci-fi bullshit and all this galactical bullshit, but you don't want to believe when God speaks to a person and tell people things that they trying to hide in secret. So they want to be murderers and child molesters in our community, and they want to be doing witchcraft and voodoo on folk and killing people as blood sacrifice, and they want to be walking amongst us. And God is not with it. He's showing us what they doing. He pouring out his spirit on us, and he's letting us know, y'all walking amongst people that's worshiping false gods, they pedophiling, they raping and killing men. You know, God showed me a vision of them hitting a man upside of his head on his job and raping this man. You see what I'm saying? And they have the evidence of a lot of this stuff that these people is doing, and you have the police department covering it up. That's another thing that I wanted to say about the police. When I went to Ashby train station to come to the Walmart, they had a few police officers down there when I was coming up the escalator, and there was a white police officer down there and 2 black officers. And these black officers know what's going on, and some of them feel bad that they can't do nothing to help, but a lot of them are just sold out. And the white police officer looked at me, and he tried to like have like a little grin or something, you know, like, yeah, we know why you out here carrying your bags, you know, we trying to set you up. And then so when I came to the Walmart to return my stuff, a white police officer came from the back of the store, and he came up to where I was making my returns and was just right there by the girls while she was doing my return. And I looked at him. When I seen him walking towards me, I looked at him, and I knew he was a devil, and he tried to smile at me. And I'm sitting over here in my mind like, don't you dare fucking smile at me when you know who the fuck I am. And you know what y'all asses is out here doing. And then see, the white people can run around and smile and act all nonchalant because they got the black people doing their dirty work. I want y'all to look up black Freemasons, and I want you to look up white Freemasons. The black Freemasons is under the white Freemasons, but they damn near got just as much power. Okay, now the white Freemasons, they work with satanic witchcraft and things like that. These black Freemasons copy their whole agenda. So they copy all the witchcraft that the white men do. So all the hangings of black people, all of the burnings of black people from slavery, all the dragging black people on the back of their cars and skinning them down the road, these black men are copying their white slave masters. So they believe in mutilating their own kind for wealth. Okay, and I had a vision where when I was in the apartment with my son, a Jay-Z, and Jay-Z showed me that they was trying to bring back the antebellum South. And I looked up what the antebellum South was, and it was, if you was rich, then you could survive, but if you was poor, then they would treat you a certain way. So right now, all of the blacks are trying to gain as much money as they can because they understand what it is that they're trying to implement on black people in this country. They're trying to re-enslave black people when the Most High have already set us free. We not enslaved the way that they want us to be. So this is what they trying to bring back, and they can't really do it with the rich, but they can do it with the poor. And everybody is trying to get rich right now. People are sacrificing their own children trying to get rich right now. And who, Jesus, Lord, give me the words to speak. Just give me the words to speak. Another thing, when you expose them enough they back down and they try to act normal all of a sudden. Everybody start acting normal. People try to start being nice to you, you know, try to make it look like you was crazy. Nobody don't harm you. They won't mess with you. But then once it die down, they'll start back doing it again. That's another thing that I noticed. When you putting out the evidence and the information about your case, they'll start staging fights, altercations. They'll try to drug you, pimp you, prostitute you, do anything to distract you from putting out the information of your case. So right now I was supposed to be getting myself together and working on the information for my case. And now I gotta look crazy on the streets. I don't know if y'all remember the video of Martin Lawrence running around with his drawers on in the middle of nowhere saying they was trying to kill him. This is the people who've been doing it. These is what these black people do. If y'all seen the girl off of In the House, I forget what her name was, Maya Campbell. They did that to Maya Campbell and ruined her entire career. There's a lot of white people that do this shit too now, don't get me wrong. So a lot of people are very weak-minded, and they'll turn from Jesus Christ and they'll start worshiping Satan with these people because they tired of being persecuted, and they tired of being broke, and they tired of knowing everything that's going on and not being able to do anything about it. Who is another person that they did this to? Trying to give y'all a few examples. I know they did it to Chappelle, because he said he was not going to put on a dress or anything like that. And they are trying to push this homosexual agenda as well. So it's a lot of homosexuals involved with trying to commit these murders and things like that. Okay, y'all, so I just kind of switched up my tone a little bit. I'll tell y'all why. Another thing is when I first left Marcus, one of the nights where I left him, there was a Dominican man named Diego, and when I went to this store, and him and his friend just started talking to me, and they had let me spend the night and everything like that. Now all of a sudden he's calling me after this whole altercation. He don't never just call me out of nowhere, you know what I'm saying? And I haven't had sex with Diego or anybody over there. So for me, you know what I'm saying, I don't want to talk to him right now because I'm being set up all over the place. You know, I'm being set up and I don't have an ID now. So now I'm just going to be set up as a prostitute, which is what they need to do. I told y'all for my case, please go back and view apartment. It was my apartment part 1 and it was my apartment part 2. So they need to try to paint me out to be crazy, violent. They need to try to paint me out to be a prostitute on the streets. This was why they stole my ID. This is why they forced me to have sex with LaMarcus Sanders, James Devon Harris, and why they set me up to have sex with Marcus Mitchell. And now that I don't have no identification, every man that I come across is going to be trying to do the same thing they did at Texas when I was sitting outside the Kroger in Texas, where they were trying to have me outside with no identification, and black men was pulling up and claiming to want to help me, and as soon as I got in the car, they was trying to make me prostitute myself in order for them to help me. So this way they could say, well, oh no, his mother is a prostitute on the streets now, and Cynthia Olvera should have her son. Cynthia Olvera is a child molesting fucking witch. God be my witness, she's a fucking witch. And they out here trying to paint me out to be a prostitute. So now I'm finna get up and go. But as soon as I got here on this bench, this black man had came and sat right here. And he been listening the whole damn time. And that's why I really just kept on. You might have heard him on the other video. He was talking on the phone, trying to talk all loud and overtalk me. And I had to stand my ground, because that's what they do. They try to intimidate you and try to get in your business. They want to be right there listening to what you saying. And then they going to go back and tell, or they going to record what you saying. And all these black people is just riding past, staring me all in my motherfucking face. You know what I'm saying? Because they know what time it is. I done made 1,000 fucking videos. I done put out the evidence about me and my baby. I done put out the evidence about my case. And they still out here doing shit to me. And these devils, these white people, is running around smiling and shit like, oh, we don't got to get our hands dirty. We don't got to get our hands dirty because we got a plantation full of niggas that's going to kill you for us. They gonna set you up for us, and we gonna help them cover up that they setting you up. So now I gotta hurry up and I gotta go, because I got a few errands that I need to run to return my stuff. I have to return all my hygiene products. When I had my stuff at the shelter, Rochelle Williams stopped me from getting my clothing and my hygiene products out of the shelter and tried to stage for me to be arrested. Man, these people, now I got these fire truck people pulling up on me, and they just ridiculous, man. And honestly, at this point, I need to just, I don't know how I'm going to explain to these women in Africa what they are doing, because there's a lot of voodoo in Africa. It's a lot of witchcraft in Africa. But if God say he got real righteous people that will come here from other countries to stop these people from doing another satanic blood ritual on a woman and a child, then I trust in my God. And I'm tired of putting out videos, because I know it's a lot of Americans that's probably subscribed to my channels right now. And it's probably a lot of Americans that's been watching my videos. And 9 times out of 10, they not gonna do nothing but keep laughing and, you know, spreading gossip around me. But as soon as I start reaching out to these people in the other countries and starting to really let them know what's going on and let that be my focus, I honestly do believe that somebody is eventually going to come here and help us, because this is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. And this has been going on for so many years. They have old people in this. So you have people that could say, oh, my great-granddaddy was a Freemason, and my daddy was a Freemason, and these old 60-year-old women is claiming to be Eastern Stars. So y'all been doing this whole time. So now I'm like, okay, who really was responsible for the dead men that we see hanging on trees in our social studies books? Was it y'all black people that survived? I think it was. I think it was. I really truly believe it was at this point, because it's generational and they continuing to do the shit. They continuing to do it. So I know we seen white people hanging blacks and all of that old kind of stuff, but where was the other blacks? And then you see stuff about Beyonce claiming that she's from that her family, like, she got the Creole stuff in her, and in her videos she do the New Orleans stuff, and you see all that damn witchcraft and voodoo in the videos and stuff, and it's just ridiculous. And you know, it is by the grace of God that I'm here right now. It's by the grace of the Most High God, because every trap that they laid for me, the Lord plucked my feet out of the net. And the Israelites was in the wilderness. They didn't have food. They didn't have a house to stay in. They was out here just like me, crossing through enemy territories with them trying to set them up and kill them. You know, and this is, it reminded me a lot. And I need to get off the phone and try to call these Israelite brothers and ask them. I'm going to go to them personally, and I'm going to tell them what's going on. And I'm going to tell them everybody that's involved. And I'm actually ready to get me a few picket signs and make me some signs and go protest that they shut down Luther Landing apartment complex, because they trying to set black women up to be killed for the KKK. And a lot of the people, everybody out there selling drugs out of the apartment complex, prostituting and all of that old kind of shit, and then you putting out a pregnant black woman that need fucking help from her people. They need to shut that place down. That's really what they need to do. And it's crazy how the state will give men who are on probation for assault and just got out of prison for assault, you will give them apartment complexes, but you really supposed to be giving these pregnant black women apartment complexes to help them out. But you letting these men run crazy, treat it like a 5-star hotel, bringing different women in and out, running around talking about they gonna shoot and kill each other all over the apartment complex. You gonna give them an apartment and then put the black woman out on the street to be killed. But you want to know why? Because the black man ain't the one who produced the babies. The black women is the ones who give birth and produce the babies. So they gonna target us. And that's why these black women is selling out and going on ahead and doing the witchcraft, because they don't want to get sold out. They don't want to get sold out. They try to get me to denounce Jehovah and worship Satan, but God will burn us for that. And I can't stand the devil. So I damn sure ain't worshiping his ass. So let me go ahead and get up out of here, so I can finish handling my business and doing what I need to do. And Marcus continuing to call me and stuff like that. But I'm just pissed off, y'all. I'm just pissed off. I don't like when people take advantage of my body. you know, and I wasn't able to tell y'all about the visions that I had about people. But I'm going to tell y'all about the visions that I had. I just wanted to give y'all a little more insight on the operation and why I'm outside right now. I'm outside right now because I'm being set up. I'm being set up by African Americans. And as you can see, I'm talking about this stuff and they just walking past all nonchalant, like they don't know, you know, what I'm talking about or give a fuck. You know, because that's how they do it. They want to set you up like you crazy and all that old kind of shit. And I just said that I was going to expose the Black Lives Matter movement with what they are doing in this country. Man, y'all, I'm so fucking heated right now because it seemed like the devil do so much shit to me to where it's like, damn. I can't even buy a gun to protect myself because I don't have no ID. I don't have no ID. And it remind me of that verse where it say, my sword didn't win the battle for me. It was my God that won the battle for me. And this is why everybody setting me up to be outside. And God said it was something about his bloodline. They cut the camera off on me. A white witch came to me one day and called me daughter of Zebulun, or something like that. And I had red dreadlocks going all the way down to my feet in the vision, like my normal natural hair color, like orangish red, and my face and my whole body was lit up like the sun. And she came and she was like, daughter of Zebulun, or something like that. And I woke up scared as hell. And then God said something about the Lion of Judah and the tribe of Judah and his bloodline, and he said they out here trying to kill his bloodline. And God told me that I was African and Indian, but he said something about I was his bloodline and that they out here trying to kill his bloodline. And then he taught me about the other Africans that was wicked, like the people from Sodom and Gomorrah that he killed, and that they was not the chosen ones, and they out here trying to kill us who have the most high bloodline, and we didn't even know who we were. And so now I understand what the persecution was really all about. And I understand God. Oh, remember I told y'all I seen that vision of all them black people walking and then they got blowed up inside of the church. In the vision that I had, the Most High destroyed them inside of the church, and they all walked past me looking sad, and it was a bunch of dark-skinned black folk walking past me looking sad, and God and the Holy Spirit was like, these are the most beautiful people in the world, and y'all over here doing the evil ass shit to these folk. And it was showing me and a whole bunch of light-skinned black people, and they was doing shit to us in some apartment complexes. They was doing wicked shit to us. And when they got destroyed, it was a whole bunch of white people, Hispanic, black people, other people sitting around watching, because they knew that them people had been worshiping false gods and trying to sacrifice us. And when they seen them get killed, people didn't even care. They were like, they were looking like we don't even give a fuck, because we already know what the evil ass black people were just doing. They was over there doing voodoo on them folk, and the Most High destroyed them. So I don't really know, but it was a black lady that was like over the whole community, and God showed me grabbing all my stuff out the refrigerator and everything. And I got my food up out the refrigerator, and I ran up out that bitch. And in the vision, this black lady was trying to say she had just came from worshiping inside of a shrine. And I said, I don't want to hear nothing about no false God. And I went and picked up my Bible. And I went serving through it, and I said, I don't care. I said, them Satanists took my son. I said, they got my son. And I saw rockets flying over in the vision that was releasing chemicals, and they was trying to hit us with rockets and shit. And these black men had seen the rockets too, and they were like, oh shit, what them rockets doing in the sky? And I was like, see, I told y'all. They were doing warfare on us. And they were like, damn, she was telling the truth. And then all of a sudden, I told the black lady, I said, they took my son. I was crying. I said, they took my son. These Satanists took my son. I said, but he is still God. He is still God. You know, they doing all this shit to me, but he is still God. These people told me that they killed my whole family. They threatened to kill my family. They threatened to kill my baby. They threatened to rape me, my sisters, and my son. They done had me pregnant with this baby, torturing us for almost 3 years. I've been carrying this baby, but he is still God. And if you gonna set me up to be killed by the KKK, and these black women in Luther Landing Apartment want to try to set me up to be killed by the KKK, and these black people all over Atlanta, Georgia, everybody know Atlanta, Georgia is the gay capital, man. These people don't give a fuck. These some Satanist assholes out here, and some Satanist ass niggas, some Satanist ass niggas. They don't give a fuck about nobody out here. They don't give a fuck about nobody. These black churches have all been accused of molesting little boys inside of the fucking church. They don't give a fuck. These pastors is treacherous. They treacherous. They don't care. But he is still God. And so I'm finna have to move around. I'm about to go. But he is still God. All these people done set me up. My own family set me up to be killed. My own family. But he is still God. I'm not gonna curse the Lord. And they did that to Job. I'm not cursing the Lord. I swear by my own hurt. I swear by what these people did to me. I swear by what they trying to do. And see, if I ever get a chance to get on that plane with my child and leave up out of America safely, with guards to make sure they ain't trying to shoot down no planes or none of that shit, I am gone. And I don't have to look back on America. Never. Some people say they afraid to leave America. I'm not afraid. I don't have to look back on this country because I know how wicked it is. I know how wicked it is. I would be so glad to leave a country where I was a slave, where my child and me was sex trafficked by our own government, by my own people, where I found out all the black men who we were supposed to look up to as leaders are really child molesters. Yes, I'm very ready to leave America. Now I gotta go and get on this and try to make these returns and everything, and then try to protect myself out here on the streets in the middle of the night with them trying to set me up to be murdered. And Marcus, I don't even want to hear a fucking word that bitch made ass nigga have to fucking say, because I told y'all on my last videos, I said if he really loved me, he wouldn't be so quick to pop off at his roommate about shit, you know. And his roommate was trying to stage stuff. Everybody was staging stuff. And when I was in the jail, they was trying to stage fights. And God showed me like something about the devil wanting to collect on their souls. When you find out who the devil is, I told you the devil was white. So the devil trying to collect on their ass, and they talking about they got to do shit for the devil because so the devil won't come and hurt them, so Satan won't come and hurt them. So they trying to offer people up as sacrifices, and the Bible said do not do that. The Bible said do not offer your children up to as no sacrifice, and do not offer up your people as no damn sacrifice to the wicked ass nations of people and to these damn devils and to Satan. And they doing it any fucking way, and they feel like because they got so much money and power in America and they can have so many casualties, they can kill people and then still have many numbers of people that they can still do dirty work through. They gonna keep doing the shit. So we gotta come up out of her. We got to come up out of America. There ain't no way that we can keep staying in this country where they want to keep walking around acting like they don't know people setting us up to be murdered. How many more people gonna have to go into the ground and they still finna be out here trying to have jobs out here? They still out here trying to buy Lamborghinis and houses and shit. That don't make sense. You watching these people murder your own people and you steady talking about you want to live in America. That's because they helping set us up. They helping for that money. They helping for them cars. They helping for them houses and them jobs and them positions. You got to understand, these people are turning a blind eye. Black police officers is turning a blind eye. Black men that work for the government is turning a blind eye. You gonna have to quit your fucking job and really get out here and stand up for us if you really care. These black people gonna keep going to work every fucking day. They gonna keep on working for these white folks knowing what they doing. They gonna keep spending up all their money on iPhones and games and bullshit. They not gonna save their money to get up out the country. They gonna keep putting their money into this society because they involved with these operations. They have decided that we sell our soul. We want what we can